Hey, it's Coffee Talk with Karen. Leave me the fuck alone.
Do you know who I am? I'm Karen Stacy. I have my own talk show. And guess what? We're doing another event. So if you missed the last one, you better get to this one. June 5th, 7 p.m., Sir John's in North White Plains, where the old school people know how to party. $50 for dinner, DJ, giveaways, raffles. Great fun, great music. Bring your dancing shoes and let's do this, baby. Get your tickets now.
Hey, it's Coffee Talk with Karen. Leave me the fuck alone. Hey, it's Coffee Talk with Karen. Leave me the fuck alone.
I just can't get enough of that. I mean, if I say it myself, it doesn't sound as good. But when Billy says it, it's freaking awesome. Good morning, everybody. Happy 2 for Tuesday. You are listening to Coffee Talk with Karen. We are live on MiamiMikeRadio.com. We are live on the Real Talk Coffee Talk group. Make sure you guys join the Real Talk Coffee Talk group. The other thing that's pretty cool is you can actually join your friends. I'm trying to fix the lighting here. You can actually join your join your friends into the group. And then we are on YouTube and Twitch, Real Talk Karen Stacy, and you can subscribe on there. And kind of exciting. So I got so used to trying to figure out how to do all these lives like this because, when I first started doing the radio, someone that I highly respect said to me, you don't have the face for radio. People want to see you. So I started doing the Facebook Lives while I was live on the radio. And what's nice about that is that I also am able to interact with you guys, right? So I enjoy doing that. But I kind of and you guys know, during the pandemic, since we were all so busy doing nothing, I hadn't been uploading to my podcasts. And all of these podcasts, they've grown so much that mine, you can go to all these different things. So yesterday I actually clicked on the stuff. And, now it's crazy. So I was always on the TuneIn app, but now somehow or another, I think I got it back on. I don't even know. So it's all of these podcasts. So, just so you guys know, I'm on Apple, I'm on Google, I'm on Spotify. Now I'm going to be on TuneIn. I did iHeartRadio yesterday. What else did I do? There was a bunch of them that I was like, oh shit, look at this. Because when I first started doing this 3 years ago, all of these places were not, they didn't have all these. And now podcasting is huge and people listen. Oh, Pandora. Yeah. Amazon. So yeah, it's crazy how, so I went through, and you guys know that I'm not technically savvy. So it's challenging for me to figure these things out. And it's oh, just follow this step and follow this step. It's like reading the Declaration of Independence sometimes. They tell you all these things to do, and you're like, what? Can I get that in English, please? Because that made no sense to me whatsoever. But yeah, so anyway, so like now, you guys, if you ever miss the show, obviously you can't, comment and interact with me live, but you can certainly always watch the shows either on a replay on here, or you can listen on the go, in your car, in your home, wherever, by going to those podcast things that I just mentioned, just in a little FYI. And, it would be great. I think they're all free to my understanding. So, if you can just like hit those follow buttons on there too, that would be awesome. Awesome. So let me see. Good morning to everybody. Please share out the video for me. I see Alyssa is mad tagging people. Thank you. Good morning, Alyssa. How are you? Gina, my girl, how are you? I see you tagging people too. Thank you, Gina. Billy chuckles every time he hears the intro. You know what? I chuckle too. I could play that like the whole hour, I think. It's just hysterical to me. Good. I'm glad I laughed my ass off too. I hope everybody else listening laughs their ass off too. Good morning, Diane. How are you? Georgie, my God, we've missed you. Where have you been? I hope everything is good. Loudy, Loudy, Loudy. Good morning, Loudy. Loudy, I hope you got to grab Eunice and come to the party on June 5th. Who else is on here that I need to say? Rosie. Good morning, Rosie. So, Rosie, now that I have the air conditioner, I think it's going to snow outside. But, just saying. It's hysterical. Yes, happy Tuesday, Georgie. It is 2-4 Tuesday. So I was supposed to have a guest on, and unfortunately, and there she is. Unfortunately, they had to work tonight. So, I was able to fill the spot tonight. We're going to have, Linda on, and Linda is actually the bartender at Sir John's, where we had our event and where we're having our event on June 5th. So she is also like a big time hustler. I mean, I think she sells like paparazzi or whatever, which is jewelry. The girl works like, 7 days a week. And you know what? I give her a lot of credit. She's getting up there and she's doing it day in, day out. She's doing those lives. And it ain't easy when you're talking to yourself. Trust me, I know. So, I really was taken by her, and I'm happy to have her on the show tonight. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to Sir John's. I might do it there, but if not, we'll do it, remotely. So that should be fun tonight. We'll talk about, what it's, the bar scene and what's going on. I mean, she's a server, so they were affected big time. Now that the world is coming back, et cetera, et cetera. So we shall see if I get there or I don't get there. But either way, big shout out to Linda Castaldo, who's going to be on the show later on. And I have to tell you, I'm a very complimentary person, but I don't say nothing that ain't true. And I've done events at a lot of places, and, well, maybe not a lot, but quite a few. And there is nothing worse than when people are waiting to get a drink. I'm sorry, I got cookies in my eye here. Nothing worse than that. And Linda had it all, she held it down everywhere. I don't think anybody waited for a drink, and to boot, I have to say, she made a really good drink. I kind of fell in love with her a little bit there because I was very taken aback that she was such a great server and everything else. So I'm looking forward to having her on the show later. Alyssa, thank you so much for tagging everybody in for me. Rita P, good morning. How are you? Stacy, good morning. Yes, happy Tuesday. Thank you for sharing, honey. Good morning, Sylvia. How are you? Russell, it's Russell. I'm watching you today. I have work later on. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Russell. Happy Taco Tuesday. There you go. Tony. Hi, Tony. Alyssa, thank you so much for that. Phil, how are you, honey? I haven't seen you on in ages. What's going on, sweetheart? Hope all is well. There are some people, I'm assuming you're on my personal page, and I cannot see your names. Most people, if you're looking, I mean, the views on my personal page are like nil. I think I'm going to stop doing it on my personal page. Everybody is on the Real Talk Coffee Talk group, or they are on the Karen Stacy page. So if you are looking for people, or if I am not mentioning your name, it's because it is not public and I am unable to see it. Rosie said, I love his intro. Oh, Russell, thank you for sharing. What's going on, Joe Q? Missed you all too, Karen. Work's been nuts, but all's good, quiet. Thank God. All right, I'm glad to hear it. Good day to the talented Karen Stacy, the exciting Carmela, and even ever fun-loving Maria. Not sure who that is. Carmela is not on at this point, and neither is Maria. But thank you nonetheless. Oh, there's Maria. Never mind. I stand corrected. Good morning, my girl. There's Joe Q in the building. Let me see who else we got going on. Giselle, good morning. How are you? Loving the country life, missing the club scene. Oh, Phil, did you move? Wow. Billy, hi, Karen. It's your favorite spokesperson. It's Coffee Talk with Karen. Now leave me the fuck alone. Billy, you are the best. Here's Billy. You ready?
Hey, it's Coffee Talk with Karen. Leave me the fuck alone.
It's the best. Billy, you are a superstar. Superstar. All right, I need a sip of coffee. You guys having coffee? Maria, I miss you. It's been rough the last couple of days. I'm so sorry, Maria. I really do get it, you guys. I know life ain't easy. I know it gets rough. Bob, oh my God, you're here. Bob, we miss you. I know you work during this time, but we miss you. Thank you so much for stopping in. 1 year. Wow, Phil, in North Carolina. Good for you. I mean, I guess, you know what? When you get older, the country life, I guess, has more appeal to it. Sylvia, not too well. I fell from a ladder, landed on my head and back, currently in pain. Oh my goodness. Sorry to hear that, Sylvia. That does not sound fun at all. I haven't been on in a while, and hello to all. Yes, Bob, we missed you, baby. See, Alyssa, yes, at work was brutal yesterday. I'm telling you, we went from nothing to everything really, really fast. And I knew this was going to happen, honestly. And the funny thing is like, I feel like you don't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was talking to my son the other day, and I was saying, you know, when you have like a true friend and you guys haven't spoken, you know, life happens, right? And you know, you whatever, you haven't spoken, you haven't seen each other, right? And then the minute you guys talk, it's like, boom, you're right back where you needed to be. You're all, you know, you spend a couple of minutes catching up, right? And then boom, you're right there. And this is exactly what's happening in life right now, right? We are like, boom, we're there. So it took like a minute for everybody to not look at the other person like you were going to kill them, right? Because, you know, that's what we were trained to do for a year and a half now. We were trained to look at somebody else and think, you are the enemy because you could potentially kill me because you might have the cooties, right? So now all of a sudden we have to like unlearn that so that we are able to like be human again, right? And hug people and touch people. And I mean, I gotta say that I dropped the kisses. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what? Not for nothing, but air kisses are stupid anyway. Unless you're kissing somebody on the lips or you're planting one on their cheek, that's a different story. But you know, the kiss, air kiss, who gives a shit about an air kiss? You know what? I'd rather somebody hug me, and keep your head, in the opposite direction. So if you do have the cooties, you're not breathing on me, right? So, and then I still never liked the fist pound thing. I feel like it's ridiculous. We always measure, I mean, maybe this is wrong, but I'm old school, right? You always measure a man or even a woman, right? An intro by a handshake, right? The assertive, like handshake, like you have control over the situation. And, if somebody gives you like a wimpy handshake, you're like, wimpy, 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 right? But when they, give you that real handshake, like, I got this, then, it's a little bit of a different, thing, right? Because it's a respect thing, right? So I teach my son, when you meet a gentleman, you look them in the eye and you give them a firm handshake, right? That's what we were taught to do. This fist pumping shit is ridiculous. Or now it's elbows, right? So, I mean, I get it. And especially, I mean, I don't think a lot of us as adults are like, slobbering all over ourselves and then doing a handshake. But, there are gross people out there, so it could happen. But I do think that we need to get back to humanization, which is not a word, but Karen, you know me, I make them up. I'm going to call it humanization because that's the word of the day, guys. Write it down. Humanization, because that is what we need now. We need to learn how to be human again, because humans feed off of other humans, right? And energy. We feed off energy. So wait, let's talk about this for a second. Do you guys know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is a blood moon and an eclipse. I think it's a solar eclipse too, if I'm not mistaken. And it's supposed to be for like releasing. So I say everybody has sex tomorrow and looks up at the moon and you'll release a lot. I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go along. What can I tell you? But yeah, so I mean, maybe we could chat about that a little bit. Not having sex and looking at the moon, but let's chat about that. Like, do you have those people in your life? Like, do you feel like you pick up where you left off? And even now, with the world opening up again, do you feel like you're picking up where you left off, or do you feel like there's a disconnect at this point? That's going to be my question. Yes, good, Russell. Have your coffee. Okay, Alyssa, I attempted to go into the supermarket with hubby last night, and I walked in and see peeps with no masks. Nobody is checking anyone up here in the stores. I was like, nope, walked out and waited for hubby. Okay, well, you got to do what you're comfortable with, Alyssa. Laughing my ass off, so stupid air kisses are. They really are. I mean, seriously. We all call the virus the cooties, while my Spanish friends call it caca. I call it the cooties for sure. Let me see. Air kisses are asinine. Billy wants tongue. Gina, you might want to get on that. Tony, hugs are good. Humanization is a word. Oh, see that? Look at that. I didn't think it was, because normally I make stuff up, but thank you for humanization. To humanize, verb, make something more human or civilized. There you go. See that? It's still going to be the word of the day, but it wasn't a Karenized word. It's an actual word. I feel like I might have heard it before, but you never know with me, because things just sound right and I say them. So you guys know I make up words. I can't help it. I think it makes things a little more interesting, don't you? Okay, Tony said sex outdoors is always fucking amazing. Oh, maybe that's sex. Now adding the moon scene is surreal. I got you. Well, Tony, it only took me a minute to realize that it had to be sex because it was you, right? Alyssa, I'm moving forward in life cautiously. Well, like I said, I am a firm believer that everyone needs to do what they need to do, which is why I don't believe in mandates, because one size doesn't fit all. And what works for one person doesn't work for another person. But that being said, Alyssa, if you feel that masks actually protect you, if you're wearing a mask, then you don't have to worry about the people in there because you have your mask on. Therefore, if you feel that that protects you, then you should feel safe. The same way that if someone is vaccinated and they believe that vaccines work, it shouldn't matter whether there's an unvaccinated person without a mask on, because if vaccines work, then you have no issue anyway. The other thing that they've said is that, you know, these masks that were being worn are not N95. So they really do not protect you as much as one might think. So it might also be a false sense of security. So, you know, it's a hard call. I think that, you know, a lot of us just need, something that makes us feel comfortable. So like, for instance, when my mother quit smoking, she used to keep a pack of cigarettes in the house. And I remember finding them and I'm like, Ma, I'll crush those right now. What are you doing with that? And she said, no. She goes, I keep them here. And just the fact that I know that they're here, I won't smoke. So, you know, that was a false sense of security to her, right? Or maybe it was a real sense of security to her. So as far as the masks go, and all of that, you know, I mean, and the vaccines, again, depends on what you believe in. You know, everybody has to do what they're comfortable with. People wearing a bandana around their mouth is really not doing much of anything. You know, maybe the spit doesn't get on you. I don't really know. But you know, again, I'm not a doctor, but there is something to be said about, you know, developing an immune system. And you have to be exposed to stuff to a certain degree. I mean, obviously, nobody wants to get COVID. But, you know, again, I go back to, you know, like you get the notes if you have children in school, you get the notes. Your child has been exposed to lice. Your child has been exposed to mono. Your child has been exposed to strep throat. We all get the notes. Nobody has to wear a mask. You know, I mean, they clean a little extra. I mean, if that's the good thing that comes from this, is that maybe they will clean things more so that nothing will be, you know, because everybody's notorious. You know, you're touching your face, you're touching your mouth, you're touching your nose, you're scratching your nose, you touch something else, somebody else touches it, right? I mean, it happens. I don't know. I just think that I don't want to get too much into things because I don't want to go one way or another. But I find it very interesting, you know, and I knew this was going to happen, that we were going to go from A to Z. And I'm going to keep my thoughts about it to myself, but I'm not surprised. And I guess we shall see what the future brings. So thank you guys. I need to take another sip of coffee. And why am I drinking coffee? Because you're tuned into Coffee Talk with Karen. And we are live on MiamiMikeRadio.com. We are live on the Karen Stacy page. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. The what you see on the screen right now where it says good morning, please share. That is one of the logos on the Karen Stacy page. You will see a picture of me with my glasses, and then you will see that logo. If you go to that page, you hit the thumbs up button, turn your notifications on. There is also a button there that says join group. That's the Real Talk Coffee Talk group. So you click on that, takes you to the Real Talk Coffee Talk group. You join the group, and then you can join all of your friends. There's an invite button. Click the invite button and join all of your friends. It's that simple. And then we are on YouTube and Twitch, Real Talk Karen Stacy, and I am on every podcast you could possibly imagine I'm on right now. So all you got to do is search Real Talk Karen Stacy and you will find it. So for those of you that, I'm not sure how it works, if it uploads all of them or if it just does it from now. I don't know that part yet. But for those of you that are new to me, remember, I've been doing my show for 3 years now. So Coffee Talk is only a year and a half. But Real Talk has been for 3 years. So if you guys ever are like, damn, I miss my Karen, you guys could go and listen to those shows as well, you know, just a FYI. So do me a favor, help me out, share out the show. Let me see what else people are saying. Okay, Georgie, Gomez. Now, for those of you that haven't joined me before, I'm all over the place because I talk about stuff and then I go back and read the comments. So bear with me. For those of you that are just tuning in, we kind of go back and forth because I talk too much and then I read comments. So we go back and forth. So, you know, if you're like me and have no attention span, try to pay attention. Georgie, a blood moon and an eclipse on hump day. I'll be able to hear you scream and howls over here. You got that right, baby. Let's hope so. Sylvia, there is a disconnect. I don't feel the same way before this pandemic changed everything. So see, that is very interesting, Sylvia. And I get that. I get that. And I think that as a nation, as humans, we need to reconnect. That's my opinion. Unfortunately, whenever there is a disconnect, you will never truly be organic. So, you know, I've been slowly reading that book I told you guys about, you know, How to Do the Work. And a lot of it stems to how we grew up and how we learned how to cope. And a big, huge issue in life is that we disconnect. So I call that survival mode. But I guess in like psychological terms, it's disconnecting. And unfortunately, when you disconnect, you are not organic and you are not, you know, you can't be penetrated, so to speak, which is why people disconnect. But you will never truly, truly be at peace and happy if you are disconnected. A lot of us disconnect because it's easier than connecting, because when we disconnect, we don't quote unquote feel, right? So what do? We just pretend we're fine. We drink, we drug, we fuck, we do whatever we got to do to disconnect, and we shut down, right? So shutting down is bad. Like Mr. Garrison would say, okay, shutting down, okay, is very bad. We don't shut down. So yeah, we have to work on that, you guys. Forget about it. You are from Brooklyn. Listen, Billy, I am not from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx, okay? Let's not make that mistake. All right. Giselle said, being in Florida, maskless felt great. Looking forward going back to normal. Well, I know, and Giselle, I can imagine. But again, you know, most people are, you know, a lot of people have taken their masks off. I was watching, my father was over on Sunday and we watched the Knicks game and nobody had masks on. Okay, hold on a second. I'm coming back. The comments just went cuckoo-lookaloos. Give me a sec. Okay. I know it's stupid. I don't know if masks really work or not at this point. Again, you got to do what works for you, Alyssa. Russell, yep, it felt weird, but I felt great. I was down in Florida for a little while in Palm Beach County, And Delray, that's awesome. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Well, we don't know that for sure, but indeed. It did feel weird, right? But you adjust quick. It is kind of strange because people have gotten, so here's the thing. For me, it's not that strange because I stayed home. I went out only a handful of times. And whenever I did, my son would be like, Ma, put your mask on. Ma, put your mask on. And I'm like, Noah, I'm more than 6 feet away from somebody. We're outside. I'm not putting my mask on. Like, leave me alone. That's just me. I feel that more harm is done breathing in and out your own, exhaust, if you will. But that's my own personal opinion. I don't believe that a mask made in China, is going to save my life, honestly. So I rather just stay away from people and stay home than roll the dice on whether or not a mask works or doesn't work. Just my own personal opinion. I don't shun anybody else for wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. I don't want you near me either way. So just stay away from me, 6 feet away from me. I'm good. And the world is a better place. That's all I'm saying. If people would just respect other people's space and boundaries, the world would be a better place. Do me a favor, you guys, please share out the video for me. Tag your friends in. Okay, let me see. Simi, hi, honey. We miss you so much. I'm so happy to have you on, Simi. I hope Germany is looking a little better right now. Gina, I want to believe the vaccine works. My mom was fully vaccinated. My brother had visited her on a Sunday. He tested positive 4 days later, and my mom did not contract the virus. Luckily, because she has a heart condition. Who the hell knows? Jesus, Gina, that's scary. Yeah, that's the scary thing. I also wonder if the variants are different now. And, it isn't as contagious. Again, I'm not a doctor. I just talk like one. No, I don't know. So I'm just saying that I think that, I don't know. You watch the news and all the political moves have been done. You watch the news and now we have like 0 people that are contracting the virus. Yet, if it's the vaccine, there really aren't that many people. I mean, there are people that got the vaccine, but they are, it's still, the number is not overwhelming. But yet life is back to normal again-ish. So we shall see. I don't blindly follow. I always recommend that people, keep their eyes wide open and do their own research. Things are not coincidental. I think it's crazy. Like, you're seeing now that, like, Cuomo is offering, I think it's Cuomo, is offering a lotto ticket. So you have the potential to win $5 million if you get the vaccine. The beer companies are offering you free drinks if you get the vaccine. I mean, they're pushing this like a drug dealer pushes candy. Just crazy to me. But look, whatever you believe in, I think you should do. As I said, one size doesn't fit all. Anthony Acosta, holla, Bronx in the house. Bronx has been in the house, Anthony, but thanks for the reinforcement. Hey, Dominic, how are you? Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Been a while since you've been on. Anthony, I don't know if you've been on before, so thank you for joining us. Sylvia, when someone is exposed to the virus, one becomes contagious once you have symptoms. If your brother didn't have any symptoms yet, he wasn't contagious. I'm glad your mom was vaccinated. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Sylvia. Who watches the news for updates on their health? Skycap, that's a great point. Very, very good point. Okay, so let's get back to what I was saying earlier about, like, do you feel that you skip a beat? Like, this is a universal question, right? Because we have like friends, right? So let's think about this, right? During the pandemic, a lot of people did not see one another, right? They didn't see family. They didn't see friends. Some people did, but a good majority of people did not do that, right? So when you reconnected with family, you reconnected with your friends, you're reconnecting to life, society. Do you feel like you're skipping a beat, or you feel like, boom, you're right back there? I know a couple of people said that, it's a little, different for them. It's a little disconnected. So I'm just curious to hear what you guys think. Sky Cop, and I don't know how many years it'll take before the humans understand you wear a mask to protect other people, not yourself. You need an M40 42 protective mask with a filter for that. Indeed. Gina, my girlfriend's daughter, who's in 8th grade, tested positive along with 5 of her classmates. To say the least, whole class is in quarantine. Wow, that's crazy. Listen, it's still here, but it's just like strep throat is still here. It's just like mono is still here. All of these things are still here. People are still dying from cancer every single day. And sadly, those numbers are probably a hell of a lot higher than COVID numbers are. There are still people ODing. Those numbers are a lot higher. There are still people that are committing suicide. Those numbers are a lot higher. So I am not taking anything away from COVID and the havoc it has wreaked. But let's not forget the people that are battling cancer, that are battling, mental health, that are, battling autoimmune diseases. The list goes on and on. Depression, anxiety. Everybody got something going on, right? So the thing that I hope is the same way that they know how to treat, let's say, strep throat, the same way they know how to treat pneumonia, and all of these other things that have the potential. I don't know about strep throat, but pneumonia could kill you. But they know how to treat it. So my hope is after a year and a half, they know how to treat COVID, because in my, opinion, knowing how to treat something or how to quote unquote fix it is the key to everything, right? So that's what happens in life, right? So if a pipe bursts in our home, we hire a plumber to fix the pipe. So we know what the problem is and we know how to fix it. So my hope is that, the medical field has caught up and that they are able to help, treat these people. That's the key, in my opinion. I mean, if you believe in vaccines and everything, that's great. But, my opinion is, there are a lot of people that have gotten the vaccines and then they get COVID. I know one person that told me that 2 people got the vaccine. One is extremely sick and the other one has mild symptoms. So the issue is when somebody gets sick, how do we help them? That's my thought. Okay, so yeah, Alyssa, unfortunately, I know quite a few people who got fully vaccinated and ended up with getting COVID. So the vaccine is questionable. So the new thing too, and I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but now that they opened the vaccine up to the 12 and up crowd, I don't know if you saw this on the news, but again, they say it's a small amount, right? And again, do your research. There are children that have had heart issues after getting this vaccine. They are in the teenage years, and I didn't watch it in its entirety. They downplayed it, but and it's just a small number of children. So let me ask you a question. If your kid has an issue, has a side effect that affects their heart, that's no big deal? I don't know. I think it's a big deal. And the problem is that we don't know what this means long term. So it affected their heart now, but they were okay, apparently. They're young. How do we not know 10 years from now these children won't have heart issues? We don't. So all I'm saying is that you got to weigh out the options here. And if you're one of the people that says, hey, you know what? I don't want my child to get COVID, so I'm getting my child the vaccine. God bless you. But if you're one of those people that say, I don't know how I feel about this because, they're having a heart issue, right? And again, remember, the media tells you in bits and pieces of things. That's why you have to do your research on credible places, because there are a lot of vaccine injuries that they do not talk about, because they're saying that the statistics are lower. So we give you information on the bigger number, not the smaller number, which is great, because for some people, there is no issue at all and they are fine. But what happens if it's your kid that had the heart issue from the vaccine, and now 10 years down the line, we don't know what the frick just happened, and they're 20 years old and they're having heart problems? Then what do? You can't undo it. The damage was done. So I'm just saying that, I think, again, people, do the research. That's all I'm going to say. And you have to use different arenas to do that. You cannot just listen to one place. You can't listen to somebody that's pro. You can't listen to somebody that's con. You got to listen to the pros. You got to listen to the cons. And then you got to find that happy medium. You know what I'm saying? Lewis, over 35 million fatalities thus far worldwide in a little over a year and a half. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. Okay, Skycap, to be honest, I feel you on the disconnect, and it's weird because, like, I can see and feel it, but it still doesn't feel real. Almost like we are minions in a tank, minnows in a tank with a pin-size hole in the filtration system. That's deep, Sky, but I get you. Gina said, hardest thing of the pandemic was when my best friend's mom passed away from the virus last April. It was so hard. Grieve socially distanced. I put on 2 N95 masks and hugged her legs. It was so hard. We are used to hugging and grieving, but we were so fearful. It's very, very true. My aunt passed away during that as well. Gratefully, they did let like 50 people in, so we were able to pay respects. But yes, what happened was last year, March, April, May, like that, nobody knew what the hell was going on, and people were dying left, right, and center. And that definitely changed the world for so many people. So yeah, let's not make light of this. I'm certainly not making light of it by any stretch of the imagination. The losses were hard. The losses were too many. And I just truly hope that at this point in time, we are back on our feet to prevent that from happening, so that the treatment can treat it instead of people scrambling. I mean, these poor doctors, they didn't know what the hell was going on. So they were scrambling to try and keep these people alive. Look, everybody was on ventilators. We couldn't get ventilators, right? And now I think the last thing they want to do is put you on a ventilator. So, you know, we've learned so much in this year and a half, God willing. Yep, saw that too, Karen. Yep. Gina, I'm getting my kids vaccinated on Friday. Have to believe it's in God's hands. My mom is very high risk. Have to live in the moment. And again, Gina, you got to do what works for you. Giselle, as you know, I have a special needs daughter and I am not allowing her to get the vaccine. There you go, Giselle. Let me see. You don't trust the media at all. I hear you, Alyssa. Skycap, as the parent, you are the only one to make that call. And anybody who thinks that responsibility is theirs, well, yeah, I'm with you on that. But you know what? They're trying, they took away religious exemptions. They took away so many of our rights. Believe me when I tell you. I does know what you are saying. Okay. Hold on. Georgie, many Irish people are incapable of disconnecting, and that's why our numbers have been bad. Interesting concept. Just lost a friend a week ago, Lewis said. Still out here and still way too dangerous. Okay, Lewis, I hear you. That's why everybody needs to do what works for them, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Again, guys, I just feel that everyone, it's not one size fits all. I think everyone needs to do what works for them and their family. And my show is here to say we can all respectfully agree to disagree. So what I mean by that is you're not always right and they're not always wrong. Okay. So, you know, when I eat, I like things spicy. So I could make something and go, this isn't that spicy. And my father is like, you know, like his mouth is on fire. So I go, but Daddy, that's not spicy. He's like, Karen, I can't eat this. It's too spicy for me. So one size doesn't fit all. So when my father's over, or if he's going to eat something I'm cooking, I don't put those spices in it. I do them on my food because he can't take the heat. So this is what I mean by one size doesn't fit all. So with, you know, you can't turn around and tell me that this is what I need to do, because what I need to do, what you think I need to do, is not what I think I need to do. And while I am an American, I should have my rights to do that. So I have issues when people take away your rights. Yes, I understand that there are a lot of people out there that are irresponsible. I understand that there are a lot of people out there that are not rule followers. I get all of that. I am a rule follower. I am not a rebel without a clue. When I go against the norm, there's a reason for it. So all I ever try to spread here is that we can respectfully agree to disagree. No one on this feed will ever get attacked for vaccinating, for not vaccinating, whatever the case may be. We don't go there. We're a family. And the same way that you can share two completely different political beliefs, you can share a lot of different beliefs, but you can still love one another. And you can still respect one another. And if more people respected one another and loved one another, the world would be a different place. So I always just try to spread that around. I realize that there is a very large disconnect at this point. Let's try to reconnect and do it slowly. So reconnect with the people that you know and love and trust, meaning, you know, go see your family if you haven't seen them. If you are, you know, having a difficult time with not wearing a mask, but you want to not wear it, then do it outside. Stay 6 feet away from people so you feel a little more at ease with it. If you don't feel comfortable taking your mask off, then leave it on. You know, I mean, it's all good. Do what works for you, but continue to wash your hands, continue to, you know, socially distance from people, hug them, don't do air kisses. We don't need that in the world. Air kisses mean nothing. And just try your best, to just get back into the swing of things. So connect in a way you are comfortable connecting, because the disconnect is never, ever, ever good. You have to connect, because a disconnected world is not organic, and it's not unity. It's dividing and conquering, right? So we need to learn how to reconnect. So you got to do what works for you. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. Let the people know that are there. Hey, great. Just back it up a little bit. Or look, I'm just getting used to this. I'm not completely comfortable with this, and you can, figure out that from there, is what I'm trying to say. And we need to respect one another. So if let's just give you a scenario. If I'm not wearing a mask and you're wearing a mask, and me not wearing a mask is making that person uncomfortable, respect that. Walk away from them. Leave them be. Don't torment them with it. They are not comfortable. Let them be. You aren't comfortable. Let you be. Lewis said, notice how masks are not required now, according to the CDC. A major money-making holiday is coming up. So the government, which is run by corporations, would be all for opening up, because their number one motivation is money. Well, and the pharmaceutical companies' number one motivation is money, and the pharmaceutical companies own the politicians. So it just is it just keeps going. The ladder is there. Believe me, there are many, 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 many lines, and there are many levels of things. So it is a crazy thing. We must continue to live, but we do have to be mindful of how we move and be respectful of other space. I agree. That's what I was just saying, Lewis. I'm glad that you agree with me as well. All right. So 2 things. Today is 2 for Tuesday. So we have Real Talk with Karen Stacy tonight at 8 p.m. And I have Linda on, who is one of my favorite new bartenders. She works at Sir John's, which is where my last event was and where our next event is. So for anybody that doesn't know, it's June 5th, 7 p.m. at Sir John's, which is in North White Plains. We have 3 big rooms, so we are able to put some distance between each other. We have the tables all 6 feet apart from each other. So we are still responsible. I told you guys, stay away from me. No, I'm only kidding. But if you want to get out, if you're going crazy and you want to get out and be around adults that will respect your space, come. It is 7 p.m. Sir John's. We are having our DJ, Lady Tita. We're having some entertainment. You have me as your host. We're doing a raffle, and we are also doing giveaways. So actually, I think we're doing more than one raffle. The tickets are $50. You can get them on Venmo and on Cash App. Cash App is Real Talk Karen Stacy. Venmo is at Karen Stacy. When you purchase the tickets, just put a note, in the comment of, if it's for you or you and another person, whatever the case may be. So we will talk to Linda tonight. You'll get to know our bartender. She also is a little entrepreneur, so we're going to try to, support. As you guys know, I'm very big on support. I try to support others. I have them on my shows to help them. So just an FYI, I am not positive yet, but if I am not live for the full show tomorrow, I have something in the works here. So don't get nervous if you see me putting, like not doing the show. Like if I say I'll see you guys on Thursday, nothing is wrong. It's a good thing. But just in case, I'm just letting you know, if you don't see me tomorrow, don't get nervous. And don't forget, we got the solar eclipse and the blood moon coming tomorrow. And don't forget tonight, 8 p.m., Real Talk with Karen Stacy. On a lighter note, love the pink, one of my favorite colors. The glasses are on fire as always. Thank you, Louis, my sweetheart. I appreciate it. Don't forget to tune in tonight at 8 p.m. for Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com. I love you guys, and I will see you later.
Do you know who I am? I'm Karen Stacy. I have my own talk show, and guess what? We're doing another event. So if you missed the last one, you better get to this one. June 5th, 7 p.m., Sir John's in North White Plains, where the old school people know how to party. $50 for dinner, DJ, giveaways, raffles, great fun, great music. Bring your dancing shoes and let's do this, baby. Get your tickets now.